I'm just coming home from work. I've been off painting for about 6 hours today. Had to stop by and get some groceries on the way. So total I've been gone, I don't know, a while. There's Dad, he's picking up his hay. Ooh, it's green too. It's really green. Well, I'll get a report and find out how many we got. Man, usually when they're green, they're very heavy. That's nice. The nice thing is, this is the start of second cutting. He already started in on the south field and he paced off what he had cut here, and he said this was about 6 or 7 acres. I forget what, if he knew exactly or what it was, but I just remember 6 or 7 acres. So it's really green, we're doing really, really good, and let me just turn the camera that way so you can see a little better. So he had a partial load on the stack wagon when I left this morning. So that means he was already picking up before I got here and was able to finish that load. So that's 105. You know, we've only had like, I think we've had an inch of rain total. We're in a funny little spot here that either, you know, you get absolutely dumped on or you get a drought. And it's been drought-like conditions just constantly. I think he said that it's been less than an inch of rain total. But he basically got around, did this section. We just, you know, put that video up one day last week of first cutting, and it's basically been about 2.5 weeks since the start of filming of that video, and this is how tall it is already. So he said going into here, you know, in areas it's knee-high. The alfalfa really, really grew, but right away we were getting clover. So right where I'm standing right now, see my knees, it's knee-high. I just can't believe how much it has already grown. So he was supposed to go with me to start working on another workhouse project. He's trying to do that last 10% on the house I was working on last year. I've started in on another house and I've been working on that, but then this just grew. So he's got to go through here, and over on the creek on the other side, that's all finished. And I'm afraid that he's gonna have to continue on, but we're getting rain possibly after midnight tonight, so he wanted to have all this dry and up in the barn. So we're gonna eat some dinner, hook up the hay elevator, and get this all loaded up. The nice thing about farm kids is they find ways to keep themselves busy. Murdoch has been working on a garden, and I haven't had a chance to show you guys that yet. So let's go over and go see what he's doing. Oh, we're finishing up. I'm going to show everyone on YouTube your great garden, okay? So far, it's just pie pumpkins and jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, specifically New England field pumpkins. We find they grow pretty well. They don't get monstrous huge, and you get a good variety. They're actually a dual-purpose pumpkin, so you can use them for pies or carving, because they're good sugar content. But we have turned the pig pen into a fenced garden area because the soil here is just tremendous. It's been fertilized for like 2 or 3 years with pig manure. So last week he came out here and he started making little mounds and he got his first row in. And these were just seeds that he had saved from carving pumpkins in previous years. So, you know, we always clean some up and save them. He is noticing that he's getting, you know, there hasn't been a lot of rain. He forgot to water them for probably 2 days. And he didn't dig down in to check them, I guess. But he had one hill that didn't take here. But this is 2 weeks. They've been growing pretty well. And with the fencing, we've got some bunny rabbits around. I smelled a skunk yesterday. There's always raccoons and possums. Which, speaking of which, they discovered a mulberry tree that's been growing here. This was just a hedgerow of some flowering bush that comes up every spring. And the birds gave me an elderberry plant a couple of years ago. My kids are all purple right now. But we've got a couple maples growing up in here. I've got a walnut, and we just decided to go ahead and let them grow because, you know, it's really hard to do a lot of fall cleanup as far as leaf blowing and raking and everything. So they grew, and this is getting weak and thin. A big bush died off right there in the middle. And that was just the perfect opportunity to go ahead and leave the tree alone and let it grow, because over here we've only got this tree and this tree and this pine tree. I don't know how long that's going to last, but these other pine trees here are a lot more healthy and like a stronger type. I think it's that one's a white pine and the other's a different variety. See that? They're shaking the tree. So the pumpkins are growing along. He's got, I think, field pumpkins, pie pumpkins, and then field pumpkins again. And he was talking about adding tomatoes. So he's going to add some sunflowers and some tomatoes in this section here. And at this beginning part, it gets a fair amount of shade. But I've grown potatoes in here and had good luck with them also. The pumpkins did grow here, but, you know, we get into roots from the pine tree and whatnot too. So I'm hitting the coffee tonight so that we can get that hay put away. It was kind of off all day today, and I think part of it is knowing that there's going to be the chance for a rest tomorrow, but I just checked the weather to see if we had to put the hay away tonight or not. And it had originally said rain after midnight, and now it's saying rain after 1 or 2 a.m. until about 9 a.m. And the tarps never hold, they never stay. You know, invariably the wind kicks up. If I did it my way, I'd like to have some anchors in the ground, like what you do for like a dog tie out, and then tie the hay tarp to that, because tying it to the bales and everything, it doesn't stay. So these guys have been picking the mulberries. I set them up with a tarp on the ground so they could shake the limbs. Trey just had the orchard ladder so that he could reach up a little higher. Hey, you could use a hoe, and you could hook the taller limbs with the hoe and give it a shake. Now, Bethany, don't pull too hard, because you don't want to break the limbs, right?
I know.
Okay. Oh, it's loaded. Look at that.
Look at this.
Now, don't step on them. You got to get them in your bowl, okay?
Look at that.
Lots of berries. What are you gonna bake with that?
Pie and
Look
muffins.
Let me see your mouth. No, close your mouth. You're purple.
Yeah. Can we do it?
Oh
the
yeah.
purple way?
Well, it's a good night to get all soaking in the bath and get it off. Now, Georgie, if you run on the tarp, you're gonna mush them. Another thing little farm kids get to do is spend time picking 4-leaf clovers. Look at that. How many have you found so far?
One time I found 60 clovers, so 1, 2, 3.
I think it's been 3 times
Yeah.
in about 2 weeks.
No.
Well, we're getting our hay put away. We're almost through the first 100. They're up there. I'm trying to not die of a heart attack today. I've been off all day today. Some days you just know not to push it. How you doing, buddy? Murdoch doesn't like to get sent up to the barn. I try to have him work down here. He does not handle the dust very well with no airflow. He's been sneezing an awful lot. The last of the triticale bales went up. Looks like this one might be a partial or a broken bale. But we've got waterway, we've got the new clover and alfalfa with some grass. And that's what this load all is that he picked up last. And they're heavy. Well, I haven't done my job of string trimming. I've been off doing other things, but we sheared our bolt off that holds this hydraulic on. So he just went to go find a replacement for us. And I'm gonna have to get to string trimming around here so that we could have caught that. We got half of the second load done here. Probably a little more than half. It didn't want to unload the way that he wanted it to. It all fell sideways. Hi. Sometimes the hydraulics just like snap back on the tractor, but I could hear it still spinning here. Is that what's supposed to hold it on? Just a bolt or just like a...
And these are low quality.
Yeah. Are these number 8s?
5.
Number 5s?
So, this happens.
That's how we do it. Get right back on. We knew if we stopped for dinner, we wouldn't want to come back out. So we've been doing all this after our work day. My work day. He's been doing hay all day. I don't know why he doesn't take the ladder to the top of the barn. Doing it as unsafe as he can. I always have to check and make sure it's clear before I hit go.